My name is Dr. Armstead, and I am the Dean of Students and Athletic Director here at Carter's Academy. When I was initially asked to speak in front of everyone, I wanted to find an excuse to sit in the background. But then I quickly remembered the words of my past educators when I graduated from high school. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet because if you're a parent, I know that you're ready to go eat and take pictures right now. Number one, to the graduates, anything that you are called and purposed to do in life will not come easy. A lot of times you'll hear people tell you that the way to accomplish your goals and dreams is to work hard and persevere to the end. I agree, but I want you to think a little bit deeper. First, I want you to think about the question of who. Who is your support system and backbone? Who are the people who have been in your corner constantly, whether they agree with what you were doing or not? Who has been there to talk you off an emotional cliff? Who has given you the truth, even when you didn't want to hear it? Who has helped you to get to this day, despite the times you may have bumped heads and went silent with each other? The who that comes to mind, don't burn bridges with them. Those are the people that were strategically and purposely placed in your life for your success. Embrace them mentally and physically during the season of celebration. Next, I want you to think about the question of what. What are you most passionate about? What seems to be the one thing that you're dedicated to that most others are not? What is the one thing that at times makes you frustrated because it seems like no one else can see the simple solution? That young king or young queen is your guidepost. When your heart beats and others' hearts do not, that means that you are the solution. If in life, the adults around you can give you advice and suggestions, but at the end of the day, you were born unique, and so is your purpose. Embrace that mentally and emotionally in this season of celebration. Now I want you to think about the question of where. I'll be honest, one of the questions that irritates me the most is when people ask me where you see yourself in 5 years. Most of the time I can't even think about what I'm going to do in the next 5 minutes, let alone the next 5 days. But now that I'm older, or retro, as some of you would call me since I was born in the 1900s, I recognize that this question isn't supposed to be for confusion and frustration. The reason why people ask you this is simple. They ask this question because they want to see if deep within your mind you see beyond the present. They ask this question not to get details on what you're going to do if you win $1 million, but instead they want to see if you see beyond your current environment. Do you recognize that where you are now is not where you will always be? Do you realize that you making it this far is not the stopping point? Do you believe that there is more to your life, and although it may come with many bumps in the road, you will endure? If you don't know, that's perfectly fine, because you're 17 or 18 years old. And when I was 17 or 18 years old, I was still buying $200 shoes and not paying my cell phone bill. So it's okay if you don't know exactly where you want to be. But at least think about what life has taught you on where you don't want to be. Start building a mental foundation of the things you don't want to repeat, the things you do want to repeat, and the things you want to blaze a new trail with. My next question is a tough question that some people still ask me to this day. And I want you to think about when. When are you going to recognize the greatness that exists within you? When are you going to recognize it and go out there and leave your fingerprint in this world? If you know anything about fingerprints, you know that nobody has the same fingerprint as you. And it's the same with your legacy. There are things that you are uniquely capable of doing that nobody else on this earth can or will do. Recognize that and leave that legacy on this earth. My last question to you is how. How do you define your success? Obviously, this is different for everyone. Success is not always a degree, a fancy car, a big house, or even a big, busy work life. Sometimes success is finding a reason to laugh every day, spending time with your children, going on trips, or facing your fears. Whatever that is, you define what your success is. Your success does not look like anyone else's, so do not become consumed with what everyone else is doing. Determine your individual goal and meet it. I conclude this with an honest truth for you all. I at one point was sitting where you are, but my graduating class was 538 students. It was a long event, but I will never forget the words of one of my educators before leaving. She said, "Don't rush in making life decisions. Take your time and be sure that whatever you choose, you know that it's your heart speaking more than the money." So to you graduates, families, and friends, don't focus on money or the title in your future. Focus on the legacy and the impression you will leave that is attached to your name and your family. Focus on what you feel called and purposed to do, even if the road may be difficult. As I speak to you now, I am reminded that I was once told after getting a 14 out of 36 on my ACT that I was not good enough for community college. I was once told after teaching for 1 year in education that I didn't fit and I should go back to school for another career. I was told that I cared too much about students and families to last in this field. But I am here before you now because I know that this is my calling and my purpose. What you choose to do, take your family and your support system with you. Don't burn bridges. Don't compare your journey with others. Don't doubt what you know you are uniquely and capable of doing. And most importantly, don't forget that you are loved, you are seen, you are appreciated, and you have made us all very proud.